Hi, this is Herbie Yamaguchi. I am a photographer. Now I'm 73 years old. I don't look it. I look only 72 years old. And I take picture of people in the daily life in the town. And my theme is making people happier, believe each other, make some unity as human beings throughout all over the world. Make this planet happier. No war. That's my theme. Although I graduated my college at 22 or 3, I was not successful in getting position in Japanese companies as a photographer. So I moved to London because I like British music. Okay. But I didn't speak any English, or I didn't know any concrete vision how I can be a photographer in London. But I did go. And I was involved in a Japanese theater troupe based. We had a Japanese theater troupe company based in London. To extend my visa and to get some income, I went to the audition. And I passed the audition and I became an actor. And I appeared on the stage just 100 times.
Just 100?
It's quite popular theater troupe. And Mick Jagger of Rolling Stones came to see our show. Paul McCartney came to see our show. So it's quite popular theater troupe. So I had a very strange, or not strange, special experience being on the stage. Yeah. I retired the theater company after 1 year, and I concentrated in taking pictures. But somehow I happened to meet many punk rock musicians. It's quite strange. On the tube station, underground train, I recognized this guy, Joe Strummer. He was the vocalist of The Clash. That was kind of famous punk band in around 80s and middle of 70s and 80s. And I thought he could reject my camera because this is quite private situation. But with a bit of kind of courage, I did ask him, may I take picture? Are you Joe? Yes. Then may I take some pictures of you? He said, okay, go on. Then on the train, on the platform, I got several shots. And when he got off, he had turned around to me, said, I should photograph of whatever I want. That is the right attitude of being punk. And punk means something like this, not being aggressive, but do whatever you want if you believe in, unless you make any trouble around me, around people around you, you see. Do not compromise in your life. Do whatever you want. He gave that kind of nice comment to me. And he looked very tender. Because on his stage, sometimes punk rock musicians look quite aggressive, you see. But this is kind of opposite. And many of his fans, appreciate this picture. This picture shows real heart of him. So I think people sometimes looking at my camera, but not looking at the camera, but looking at my heart if they are very sensitive. And we can kind of communicate without words. They understand my personality. And then if they understand my personality, their expression become quite tender and kind.
it seems that the art of, your photography is not like, just, in the camera. It's in the relationship you build with the subject, because I can feel that they are like kind of like looking at you differently and, kind of showing like something else. How do you build the relationship between, the photographer and the subject? How do you make it happen?
Scientifically, I can't tell what kind
But maybe
of attitude,
anecdotes.
but as far as I can say, I appreciate they stay in front of my camera very kindly. So I appreciate their kindness, and also I appreciate that I could meet those people. And whether they are famous or not, I saw somebody, and my heart kind of going to red zone. Ah, nice moment. So then I should photograph. So this kind of appreciation makes some passion or emotion, and if they are sensitive enough, they can receive my vibration, and then they accept my camera, and their face look quite peaceful or very human-chic. And this Lady Diana before the royal wedding, when she was only ordinary person.
Oh, this is before she was Princess Diana.
Because I had a friend in the same building as she was living. And one day my friend told me, said, young lady living in the same building, in the last few days, some paparazzis are taking picture of her. So she could be famous in the future. So I should come down the following day and take some picture just in case she might be famous in the future. So I went, and I saw several or two or three paparazzis, but not in panic, because most of people didn't recognize, and most of people didn't believe she was going to marry to Prince of Charles. A few months later, I saw her face on the newspaper or TV, and then I couldn't go any closer to her anymore because kind of limit police. So some kind of pictures, like this guy here, I was sharing a floor with him, with her, maybe 5, 6 people on the same floor. And 6 months later, he became Boy George of Culture Club. So I had known him before he became famous. So my dream was becoming a photographer. Maybe God of photography gave me kind of a special power to become a photographer, pushing me up. And the God made this kind of opportunity or chance or scenery in front of me, in front of my camera. It's kind of a strange power. Just a few years ago, I made a new print. And I thought, wait a minute, I might photograph something very similar before. Then I looked through my old negatives, 30 years old negatives, 50 years old negatives. And I found nearly same composition, or in two pictures or pictures, people are doing the same thing. The country I photograph are different. Time of photograph different. The hairdresser cut, and friend are looking into my face, and oh, nice hairstyle. Yeah. And this kind of behavior, exactly the same. And I thought, before and now or future, human beings are doing the same, loving each other, mother, father, giving best love to their children, old man taking the little dog with leaves. So we are doing all the same. So we are friend, no war.
Yeah.
And
No
if
borders.
no conflict, no kind of attacking people, each other. So let's be friend each other. Then we will be all right. That's the theme of the book. Like 3 years ago, you know Ryuichi Sakamoto.
Yes.
I used to photograph him when he was in a band called Yellow Magic Orchestra 20, 30 years ago. But last time I photographed him was 3 years ago. And he played 3 songs in front of the public. That was the last his appearance on the in front of the public. And I was shooting from dressing room, actual performance, when he left the venue. At the very, very last moment, taxi was waiting for him outside. And he came out his dressing room to the exit of the venue. And I was shooting. And, hi, Sakamoto-san, see you again. Thank you today, accepting my camera. Then he opened the door of exit, and taxi was there. But and his body was already outside, but he left only his hand. He knew he had heavy stage of cancer. This means, Herbie, I wanted to live longer, but almost I'm passing away. Take picture. This is the last moment of myself, and tell people in the future what kind of person I was. I heard that kind of voice from his hand, and Sakamoto-san is asking me to photograph on his hand, and this is the last shot. On the train the other day in Harajuku, one young couple sitting in front of me with nice American baseball cap. So I said, may I, without kind of saying words, showing my camera, okay. And don't look at the camera, look at somewhere else. Then okay, thank you. Then no problem.
So there are still ways to take photos if you're
So
blind.
in that case, there is a technique. I should smile a lot. If my face is very straight, very stiff, may I take picture? You know, I look very strange. But if I smile, okay, I look kind of innocent.
Yeah.
So several weeks ago on Twitter, I found nice content, which smile is very important, and having exercise is very important. Having a nice sleep is very important. Having exercise, sleep, and nice food, and then smile. These 4 are very important to construct your life correctly.